Hi there, welcome to FabWebTuts. My name is Fabest. Alright, so today I'm just going to be teaching you about font, that is typography. Alright, but before we do that, let me just go ahead and give you a brief recap of what we did in the previous tutorial. So right here, what we did was we just applied color to the background using the gradient color, and then also we applied color to the text using the color property of text. Alright, so with that being said, let's launch. Alright, so I'm just gonna go ahead and show you the basic font properties in CSS. Alright, without talking too much, let's just go ahead and start. Alright, so the first font property I'm going to talk about is the font family. Alright, so we have font family. There you go. Alright, so font family specifies the type of font you're going to have. That's the type of typeface you're going to have. Alright, so we have so many fonts you can use. Let's go ahead and use Arial. Okay, so let's save this and then let's go ahead and refresh. You can see the font Arial has been applied to this text. Actually, can we just go ahead and add Arial black? Let's refresh. You can see the text is now Arial black. Alright, so let me just go ahead and remove this. Let's leave it at Arial. So let's refresh. It's now back to Arial. Okay. Alright, so the next font attribute I'm going to teach you is the font color. You can see we already have it right here. We've used it before. Actually, let me just go ahead and show you. Let's just change this to a random color, say 236790. So let's go ahead and save this, Ctrl S, and then refresh. You can see this is the color we just mixed right here. That color is not cool. Let me just go ahead and return it to white. FF. Let's go ahead and save this and then refresh. Alright, it's back to white. Okay. Alright, so the next font property I'm going to talk about is the font style. Now, the font style tells the browser how to display the text on the screen. So let me just go ahead and show you. We have font dash style. Oops, style, like so. So the font style can take a value of italic like this. Now if you save this and then you refresh, you're going to have the font in italic form. Okay. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to teach you is the text decoration. So let me just go ahead and drop this line. If you type text then dash decoration like this, you can give it a value, say underline or line through. Actually, let's just go ahead and give it, say underline. So let me just go ahead and close this and then save. Now let's refresh. You can see the text is underlined. Now let's go ahead and give it another attribute, say line through. Okay, you can see we have it there. Let me just save this and then refresh. You can see the line is passing through the text. That's why it is called line through. Okay, actually let me just go ahead and remove this and leave it at underline. Alright, so let's save and then refresh. Alright, so there you go. Or you can just go ahead and give it, say none like this. Let's save and then refresh. You can see nothing is applied. Alright, so the next font attribute I'm going to teach you is font weight, like this. Font then dash weight. So the font weight tells the browser how to display the font. Okay, so the font can be bold, it can be normal, and it can be bolder. Now if you want to specify this font weight using a numeric value, you can specify using numbers from 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, 1000. Alright, so you can use from 100 to 900. Now 100 to 400 means the font is going to be light. Then 500 to 700 means the font is going to be bold, and then from 800 to 900 means the font is going to be bolder. Actually, let me just go ahead and show you what is going to happen if we specify using numbers. So let's just go ahead and say 400. Okay, let's save this and refresh. You can see the text is light. If we decide to increase this to say 700 and then save this and refresh, you can see the text is a bit bold. Alright, so watch what happens if we add to 900. Okay, let's save this and then refresh. You can see this is 900. The text is bolder. So basically you can specify using numbers, or just go ahead and use this normal for light like this, or you can go for bold like this. You save and then you refresh. You can see it's bold. Alright, so that's how to use the font weight property. You can throw in bold, you can throw in normal, or you can just go ahead and use numbers to specify how bold you want this text on the screen to be. Alright, so the next font property I'm going to teach you about is the text align, like so. Alright, so there you go, text align. Now the text align can take the value of center or left or right or justify. Let us go ahead and start with right. So let's type right here, then let's save and then refresh. You can see all the texts are aligned to the right margin here. Okay, if you change this to left, it's going to be aligned to the left. Now if you change this to center like so, actually I omitted E here, so let's type in the E and then save. Now if we refresh, you can see all the texts are aligned at the center right here. Alright, so the next value you can throw in here is the justify, like so. If you save this and then you refresh, you are going to have the text justified. So the text are going to be left align and also right align at the same time. So that's what justify mean. If you align it by the left, you have to align it by the right as well. So that's justify. Alright, so let's just go ahead and leave it at left like so. Let's save and then refresh. Alright, so our texts are now aligned by the left. Now the next thing I'm going to teach you is text shadow. Okay, so maybe you want your text to have some shadow effect. You can just go ahead and use the text shadow property to do that. So text shadow. Alright, so the text shadow takes in values up to 4. The first value tells the browser how to display horizontal property, that's the x-axis property of the shadow, and also the second value tells the browser how to apply the vertical properties of the shadow. Then the next value tells the browser the blur effect to add to the shadow, and then the last property gives the color of the shadow. So enough of the talk, let's just go ahead and code. So let's say we want this shadow to appear 3 pixels on the x-axis and then 4 pixels on the y-axis. Now the blur effect should be 9 pixels, and then the color of the shadow should be, say, let's give it red. Alright, so let's save this and then let's go ahead and refresh. You can see now the shadow effect has been applied. Actually, let me just go ahead and reduce the blur effect. Let's give it, say, 2, so that you can see the shadow clearly. So let me refresh. You can see now we have the shadow effect being applied. Now let me just go ahead and reduce this to, say, 2. Let's save this and then you can see the shadow effect is applied. Okay, so if you want to add shadow to your text, just go ahead and use the text shadow property. You specify the x-axis, the y-axis, and then the blur effect, then the color of the shadow. All right, so the next font property I'm going to teach you is the line height. So line height is very important as well. Now, line height tells the browser the space to give between the lines of the text. So let's say line height 50 pixels. All right, so let's save this and then let's refresh. You can see the distance between the lines are now 50 pixels in height. So let me just go ahead and give it say 90 pixels and then let's refresh. You can see the space now is increased to 90 pixels. It's too much. Let's give it 70. Let's save this and then let's refresh. All right, so that's it. All right, so the next font property I'm going to teach you about is the font size. This is very crucial. So font, then size, like so. Now the font size tells the browser how much of the size to give the font on the screen. So let's say font size 50 pixel and let's see what happens. That's 50 px. Let's save this and then let's refresh. Oops. All right, so you can see our font is now 50 pixel. Okay. All right, so that's it for this tutorial and I hope to see you in the next tutorial. Now in the next tutorial I'm going to show you how to add Google fonts. This is going to be very crucial because the fonts on your computer might not be enough and you may need to bring in fonts from a CDN. All right, so until then, peace out.